My name is Colman Ndetembea, and I'm from Kyaro Assistive Tech. Before I tell you what we do, I have a question for you. If your whole life had to be spent on a chair, how would you want it to be? Hold that thought. Now again, imagine that your ability of moving freely, accessing health, education, opportunities, and so much more whenever you want, is a luxury you cannot afford. How does it feel? Now, with that feeling in mind, think of the 85% of 75 million people globally who are in need of a wheelchair but have no access to one. Now, taking a closer look at the field of wheelchairs and assistive devices in Tanzania and Africa in general, you come to realize that one of the major challenges is the lack of access to appropriate wheelchairs, affordable wheelchairs, and quality wheelchairs. Let me give you an example. Taking care of a child with cerebral palsy requires the family to have multiple equipment, including a wheelchair, a standing frame, and a bench. Moreover, they need to buy a new wheelchair every 2 or 3 years as the child grows. This is expensive, and most families cannot afford this. And this is where innovations come in. To address this, at Kyaro Assistive Tech, we designed a multipurpose wheelchair that can function as a wheelchair, a bench, and a standing frame, all in one design. The wheelchair can also be adjusted to increase in size as the user grows, allowing them to use it for a much longer time than they normally would. Innovative designs, the use of subsidy and loan models, the easiness to manufacture and repair locally, and the customizing of each device to the unique preferences and needs of each individual user. These are principles and practices that you observe across all our products and services, be it the multipurpose wheelchair, the active wheelchairs, the walkers, the transfer aids, and even our design accessibility services for public spaces, homes, and offices. Now, if you take a look at the third row, you will observe that 10 million people are in need of wheelchairs in Africa, with more than 9 million still having no access to one. And this is the marketing you're targeting in the next 7 to 10 years when it comes to wheelchairs. And whereas our target users are people with different disabilities that require a wheelchair, such as cerebral palsy, spinal cord injury, muscular dystrophy, and many others, our target customers also include the users and their families themselves, government and its agencies, hospitals and rehabilitation centers, wheelchair distribution organizations, and individual and corporate philanthropists. And this is how we're aiming to reach our target customers and users. Now, so far we have been able to successfully conduct the user trials of the multipurpose wheelchair. And from the next coming year, 2021, these are our sales forecasts for the next 3 years for 2 of our products, the multipurpose wheelchairs and active wheelchairs. To make this happen, we are currently seeking a total fund of 50,000 USD, which we aim to use in setting up a workshop and buying machinery, paying salaries and wages, doing marketing, and doing research and design. Once you invest in us, this is the team behind Kyaro Assistive Tech, with experts from different fields, from clinicians and therapists, design to communications. These are some of the partners that we work with to bring our work to the users and to the market, and you can be one of them too. Now, as I end, you remember the 2 questions I asked when I started? Now, I'd like to ask you one more question by starting with a quote from Winston Churchill, that we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. My question to you is, what are you willing to give so that one more person can gain mobility to freely move and access social services and opportunities? My name is Colman Ndetembea. I'm from Kyaro Assistive Tech, where we break barriers and provide access. Thank you.
Wow, that was an amazing presentation from Mr. Colman. So now on to you, judges. You have 3 minutes with Mr. Colman. Make yourself comfortable with his idea. Karibuni.
Hello, Kyaro. Hello.
Yes, hello, Kevin.
How is it?
Sir.
I say nice presentation, by the way, and nice idea. My concern is in the business. So you are requesting, I mean, you are seeking a funding of about 50,000 USD, right?
Yes.
And if you are going to, I don't think, I don't know if you have already started the business, but I wanted to know how do you come with the break-even numbers? Or I don't know, when will you start being profitable if someone invests with that lot of money?
Okay, thank you. So yes, as I said in the presentation, we have already carried out user trials and we have had successful feedback and have been reiterated from that. Currently, we have already obtained a workshop space, and from 2021, by March 2021, we will be setting up our workshop and buying the necessary machine, because we need to be able to produce at our own space with our own technicians to reduce the cost that we're incurring currently by renting out workshops at different places. The detailed numbers of how we came about the 50,000 USD, the budget, is available upon request. So I can send it to you if needed, so that you can see in details how we'll be making profits when we break even, and how we'll be bringing in money in the business.
So you don't know, to be exact, when will you start making profit, or you will break?
By mid-2022.
Okay, mid-2022. And another question, it's a nice idea and very, I don't know what is, what can prohibit me from copying it? How is it innovative so that a person cannot copy it from you and make another Kyaro stuffs in the same city or in the same country?
Okay, thank you. First, we are currently on the process of patenting the design, which means we'll be securing and protecting the design from such a possibility. And second, it's not only about how innovative it is as a design, but also how innovative it is as we deliver it to the users. Our connection to the users is also what sets us unique, that will, even if someone else was to come up with a similar design, we work directly with the users, and our connection enables us to deliver a product and a package that suits them exactly as they need it. So that's something that we believe in ourselves, that someone cannot copy from us. But otherwise, in terms of design, we're currently working on patenting the design to secure it from such possibilities.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Engineer Valerian?
Yes, Colman.
Yes, engineer.
That's a nice. Well, I have one question so far. Have you assessed the competitors around you? What makes you so special?
Okay, so on the local context in Tanzania, we have a very few workshops we have come across, and that through our research we have found, that are dealing with making of wheelchairs, and most of them deal with making of tricycles. If you have come across them, that those are which are driven using hands. So our advantage over them is that, first, our designs are more innovative in terms, as you have seen, that our wheelchair can perform functions of 3 different equipment. Most of the workshops that deal with devices for people with disabilities just produce either tricycles or basic wheelchairs, and the designs are basic, and most of them are not customizing according to the needs of each user, as it is required by the World Health Organization. Outside Tanzania, on the international context, most wheelchairs and these devices are coming from outside the country, like South Africa, China, UK, etc. And we have two advantages over there. Their devices are very cool in design and everything, but first, they're very expensive. And second, they are not resilient in our environment and they're hard to repair locally, which is something we have taken into account. Our devices are easy to manufacture and repair locally. And given that we have designed in local context, they are more durable in a local environment and rural environment. So that's our advantage over local and international competitors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Colman.
Yes, hello, Angela.
Congratulations. Nice presentation, by the way. And
thank you.
My question is about the numbers, really. I saw sales, but I didn't see how many people would you reach by 2021 and so on and so on. And I'm asking that because I see the need in the market, and but I'll be more relaxed if I would know how many people you would have reached by 2020 and so on, 2021 and so on.
Thank you. So as you have seen in the numbers of the people we reach is directly affected by the number of wheelchairs that we are able to distribute. So if we are going to distribute 250 wheelchairs in 2021, it means we'll be reaching 250 users. But in terms of the lives we'll be impacting, it will be a larger number because we'll be impacting the lives of those 250 people and each of their families. Does that answer your question? Or should I elaborate more?
It kind of does, but you didn't say exactly how many people are you intending to reach by that year. You said if they.
Okay, so in 2021 we are aiming to reach 250 wheelchair users, 100 multipurpose wheelchairs and 150 active wheelchairs. Those are two of the products that we are aiming to push. Therefore, we are aiming to reach 250 wheelchair users in 2021.
And how is your marketing strategy? How would you inform all these people about your project?
Great.
Your marketing strategy.
Okay, so first, since in our market we are approaching our users in two ways. Through first direct sales, those who can purchase the devices themselves, and we are doing this through reaching out to hospitals, because most wheelchair users will go through hospitals like Moi, Muhimbili, SMC, and etc. Whether it's through they got an accident or any other cause, they'll be going through there before they need a wheelchair. So in 2021, we are reaching out to hospitals so that the hospitals can refer the users to us. Actually, we have reached out so far to SMC and Moi in Muhimbili, and it has started showing fruits as the users who go there to ask for wheelchairs, who go through the hospital, get the service, then they need wheelchairs, they are referred to us. And we are also reaching out through social media and conventional media. And second, we are doing strategic partnerships with organizations that deal with people with disabilities, the likes of Songabel Initiative, Dr. Mengi Foundation, and others, who work with people with disabilities directly. And on several occasions, they provide these wheelchairs for those who cannot afford it themselves. Therefore, through those partners, we'll be selling to the partners and the distribution organizations who will be distributing to the people who are in need but cannot afford themselves.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Isabella, the host right now.
Now the co-host of the event.
I am you, the co-host.
Yeah, so what do I do?